Welcome to the Kline Realty Showcase. I am Amy with the Waynesboro office. If you see a house that you like, give one of our offices a call. Thanks to our sponsors and enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, my name is Derek Shadori. I'm with Kline Realty.
And I'm Veronica Amaro with Arefaine Mortgage.
Join us for our first time homebuyer seminar. We do it the first Friday of every month from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Kline Harrisonburg location. Don't forget to RSVP.
And we will cover the basics of first-time home buying from the real estate point of view and the mortgage process.
We hope to see you there.
Hi, I'm Karl Waizecker, Principal Broker at Kline Realty. Thank you for joining me for another Q&A with Kline. Today we're at Haps Cafe in Waynesboro. We're going to try both some of their coffee and some of their delicious food. Our real estate question for today is, what in the world is going on with interest rates? Interest rates as of today, the day that we're shooting, for a 30-year mortgage, somebody with good credit and 10% down is going to be about 7.75%. Rates went up yesterday in a pretty big jump. And there's a lot of concern in the financial world that the Fed won't be lowering rates as they had previously indicated, that maybe some of the policies of the new administration might be inflationary, which would also cause rates to go up. So there's a ton of uncertainty right now. The 10-year Treasury bill is going up, and mortgage rates are going up as well, much higher than people thought. So I think the strategy right now is to not try to predict what is going to happen, because I think the experts have kind of shown us over the last year or so that they really don't know it any better than anybody else. But I think folks need to come up with a strategy to get around this. So a couple of ideas for you. One, if you're a seller and you're thinking about maybe reducing your price, or you're trying to decide where to price your house, instead of reducing your price or going a little bit lower than maybe what you want, offer a credit to the buyer for the specific purpose of loan points, which would buy down essentially the interest rate in their loan for the life of the loan, and may take some buyer from not being able to afford their house at, say, a 7.5% rate to being able to afford it at a 6.5 or 6.25 if you offer them several $1,000s in concessions to pay for that expense. It's a much better deal for them to buy their points down on their loan in terms of their monthly payment than to just have a $7,000 or $8,000 reduction in the price of the house. The other strategy for folks on the buyer side is to talk to your lender about adjustable rates. Right now, there is, once again, a pretty big gap developing between fixed rates, for example, a 30-year conventional loan, which might be 7.75, like I mentioned, and an adjustable rate, which might be as low as 6.5. You could lock that 6.5 in for the next 7 years, 5 years, depending on what your loan program is, giving you plenty of time to refinance if things do drop, and again, would result in a couple $100 a month savings in your payment. So I think the message for today is, don't try to predict what's going to happen with rates and time your entry into the market based on that. Come up with a strategy to overcome the current situation. What we're going to try today here at Haps is their medium roast, single source coffee from Honduras. And you know that I like the coffees from Central America, so I have high hopes for this one. That's great. Smooth, not bitter at all, very typical of Central America. My favorite kind of coffee, really. I would strongly encourage you to swing by here at Haps Cafe in Waynesboro for both the coffee and the food. It's great stuff. If you've got a location you'd like to see me try, or a real estate question for me, send that to questions@klinemay.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
keep come back to us and say, we had such a good time. This is like being at somebody's house.
And watching all the horses and buggies go by, drinking their coffee on Sunday morning.
Jack and Brenda, we really appreciate you all having us out for lunch today at the Thomas House here in Dayton. Kevin said when we got here, it's been 30 years since he's been here.
When my parents were younger, I lived down the street, and it would be a great place for us to come and get some breakfast, and of course the country lunch, the good old meatloaf and fried chicken.
Growing up, this was always like our Saturday morning, come in for biscuits and gravy.
Good to have you guys here.
Thank you.
This is a pretty timeless place, but y'all are relatively new owners. I know you bought it in 2019.
It's been around since 47, 48, ever since Lottie started it. We were pretty excited to get here. We had some ideas for the Airbnb, and as soon as we came out into spring, we're like, all right, great, we'll make some money now that we're out of the winter. And then the pandemic happened.
Our main goal was to keep our folks employed while we were working through it. The folks who work here have always been kind of a family, and so many of them stuck around when we bought the place.
It was a good opportunity for us to go through things like the meatloaf and say, hey, how can we keep this attractive to the customers that are currently buying it, but then also make it a little bit more timeless as we move forward.
From my perspective, there was a lot of talk when you all bought it. It's like, oh, are they going to do a complete change up? And I think it's great that, while you definitely improved some things, you kept the feel. It's great to see the same friendly faces that I saw when I was a kid.
But about half the staff is still here, and we've got people that have been here for 23 years.
Wow.
How many restaurants have people that have been there 23 years? Not many. Good for you. Good for you for keeping staff.
That's one of the most amazing things is when we first bought it, hearing all the stories of the folks, the older folks who are like, oh yes, I bring my grandchildren here today, but my parents brought me here. It's the generational thing that happens here, all the meeting groups.
The staff's been here for 20, but the customers, they've been coming here for 50, 55 years, so they tell us all the stories about Lottie.
If you're looking to move to a place like this and settle down, a small town like Dayton, where you can just walk to the Thomas House and grab a good old country meal, is rare.
And it's more than just the food. It's a place for the community to come together. We have a lot of community groups, a lot of church groups that come here, and they use this building as their meeting place. We've got a group that comes in on Saturdays and they do trivia and family reunions.
You all were talking about an Airbnb that you have above, that is Dayton proper's only Airbnb.
We were not going to reside here like some of the previous owners, and we thought what a better use of the space than to allow folks to come in and stay. We have 2 rooms, each has their own bathroom, and then they share a common area.
You got Bridgewater and Harrisonburg, and you're right in between. You've got a lot to offer.
And now that the Quilt Museum is down the street at Silver Lake Mill, we have folks who come from out of town to see that.
And they enjoy the quaintness of the town itself.
We really want to thank you guys for having us. The food is great. It's exactly what I thought. Just awesome.
Just as I remember, but thank you all again so much for having us and for sitting down and chatting. It was great to get to know you all a little better as well as your business.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name's Derek Shadori. I'm with Kline Realty.
And I'm Veronica Amaro with Arefaine Mortgage.
Join us for our first time homebuyer seminar. We do it the first Friday of every month from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Kline Harrisonburg location. Don't forget to RSVP.
And we will cover the basics of first-time home buying from the real estate point of view and the mortgage process.
We hope to see you there.
I came to America in 1982. About 1986, 87, I started looking to buy property, a home for my family. The agent we used at that time did not quite understand us, my wife and I. I mean, we were refugees when we came here with nothing, but she thought we had money, so she was showing us places we didn't want, prices we couldn't afford, and all that. And then my wife said, honey, you can do this. This is an easy job for you. You can be a real estate agent. I've been a real estate agent since 1989. I worked with some other offices also, and then I worked in Northern Virginia and all that. I decided it would be better to come to Harrisonburg and work here at home. And Harrisonburg has grown. I don't have to go to Northern Virginia to see other things, diverse clients and customers, this and that. Harrisonburg has come to that. Then I said, where should I go? And I checked out other agents, other real estate company realtors. I thought for me, Kline May would work for me better, because I come from Northern Virginia, a very big company. More or less, you're just a number. Here, it feels like family, and I like where I am. I like Kline May. I came here, I'm training with Karl, the rules of the house, the different things, the different technologies that would help me do my job right. All that, I'm getting one-on-one training. That is something I have never experienced. I'm introduced to all kinds of help. There are a lot of people here that would make my life easier. Because we're getting older, juggling different things when you're busy, you need people to help you do this, do that. So I feel very comfortable so far in the training I took that Kline May is set up to do that. To me, Kline May is a really good place for first-time agents, because the technology, the support, the office environment, and all that is set up to help you succeed as a first-time agent.
What if you could take advantage of lower mortgage rates without refinancing? With DuPont Community Credit Union's new Rate Drop Mortgage, you can. DCCU's Rate Drop Mortgage lets you lower your rate every 12 months if rates drop. Just pay a processing fee per rate adjustment. No refinancing or new closing costs required. Enjoy flexible home financing with DCCU's Rate Drop Mortgage. Visit mydccu.com or talk to a mortgage advisor today to get started.
We all want to give our kids the best of everything, the best nutrition, the best education, and the best place to grow up, even the air they breathe. Lennox strives to provide the best air quality for your family's home, free of indoor air pollutants.
At Landis Heating and Air Conditioning, they can install a Lennox customized comfort system in your home. Let Landis sweat the details so you can relax in comfort. Call my friends at Landis Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Please give one of our, did I say it again? Nope. Or am I good? Okay. This is what gets me right here. Is that okay? I don't know, I like the last part. Is that good? That's good. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks again to our sponsors. See you next week.